I know as sellers, we've got to basically keep personal out of the business, but when things like this happen, where they purposely damage the item and then want a full refund, I was a little upset. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another What Sold. If you're new here, my name's Richard. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay where I buy things from garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, estate auctions, and occasionally retail arbitrage. And I take those items and I sell them on eBay for a profit. Today is Tuesday, February 8th, and we have 3 eBay orders going out today. First item we have going out is this John Deere socks. I'm into this for nothing. They were actually given to me by a friend. These sold for $12.28 and they are going free shipping. These are so light, they'll easily go out at a 4-ounce rate. And with these, all I'll do is just put these in a poly bag. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about was when I was trying to find these, I did not put the location in my custom SKU. I've been going through my entire inventory trying to make sure I've gotten everything in the inventory system. This happened to be one that got missed. So one way, not sure if this has ever happened to you, but one way you can a lot of times track down the items, because a lot of times as resellers, we actually list multiple things at a time and they usually go into the same bin. So this is what I did. If you look here, it actually tells you right up on top of the sold item, the actual start date when you actually started the item. What I did is went into my store and sorted it by start date, and I went to this date and seen what other things were listed, and it just so happens I did have bin in the custom SKU for some of those other items. That's how I was able to find this. Next item going out happens to be an item I picked up at my local thrift store. It's a pair of these Puma cleats. I'm into these for $5. And when I actually looked up comps on these, this is one thing that I did, is if you pull up the tag here, it actually gives you a number. You could actually search sold comps for this particular item. So that's actually exactly what I did inside the title. New Puma Future 5.4 Net Fit FG/AG size. Put the size, and then I put the actual number in the title. Only paid $5 for these at my local thrift store. They are brand new. These sold for $46.60 and they are going free shipping. With these, I've already packaged them up and I'm just going to slip these into a padded flat rate. This next item going out happens to be an RA item. Picked this up at my local Walmart. I picked up quite a few of them. It's this African Pride Olive Miracle Anti-Breaking Formula Deep Conditioning No Lie Relaxer. This sold for $10.25 and the buyer is paying $9.58 in shipping. Had one more order come in, so I figured I'd go ahead and pull it and get it shipped out today as well. Happens to be these NVIDIA 3D glasses. Picked these up at my local thrift store. I'm only into them for $5. Did open them up. They are, everything's still brand new sealed. These sold for $58.04 and the buyer is paying $18 in shipping. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, and we have 2 eBay orders going out today. First item we have going out today happens to be this Joanne Hovland Bavarian Germany. It is from the Forever Spring collection. Picked up the entire set at a thrift store. I'm into the entire set for $35. Since sold off some of the plates, things like that, made my money back. Decided to go ahead and list the teacups and saucers individually. This sold for $6.12 and the buyer is paying $8.22 in shipping. This next item going out happens to be another thrift store item. It's this Galileo Globe Puzzle. I'm only into this for 50 cents. This sold for $11.40 and the buyer is paying $5.20 in shipping. Today is Thursday, February 10th, and we have 2 eBay orders going out today. First thing going out happens to be a set of these army pins. Cost of goods into this is nothing. I gotten a bunch of these from my brother-in-law, who used to be an army recruiter. And after he retired, he gave me a bunch of this stuff. This sold for $11.14, and it is going free shipping. This next item going out happens to be an item I had picked up at a live auction, a state auction that was about a mile from my house. If I can remember, I'll show a link to the video up here. Happens to be a 4 set of these Sylvania Super Saver light bulbs. Cost of goods into this, I had bought, I think it was about 10 in the case. So cost of goods into this is like 20 cents. This sold for $10.71, and it is going free shipping. This is lighting up, will definitely go out first class. Today is Friday, February 11th, and we have 2 eBay orders going out. First item we have going out happens to be this Evolve Core Reformer. Picked this up on RA. I'm into it for $3. This sold for $21.41, and it is going free shipping. With this, since it's already in a box, all I'm going to do is put this in a poly bag. Next item going out happens to be 3. I lotted 3 of these together. These are the Mario Kart Series 1. These are blind boxes. Now, I'm going to hold off before I ship this out. And the reason why is I had a return on one of these, and I'll go through it in just a little bit. But I reached out to the buyer on this one and explained the situation. And so until I hear back from the buyer, I might not ship these out. So the reason I'm holding off on that order until I hear from the buyer is I did have a return for another set of these. Same thing. But these boxes have been damaged. And if you read the communication between me and the buyer, they reached out to me and says, I received my order which contained 3 bullet bills. Had I known they would all be the same, then I wouldn't have bought them. Is the rest of your inventory the same? If you notice in the description, I do put Mario Kart Series 1 sealed blind box lot. I have no way of knowing what's in these things. So I said, I'm sorry for that. They are all unopened. I have no idea which ones are inside. And the buyer responded back and says, come on, dude. You can totally look between where the cardboard wall meets and see what's inside. It's not like these are Lego minifigures and are sealed in foil bags. Okay, so if you look at these ones, these are the ones that I'm shipping out. Well, I need to ship out. These are the ones that I got back from the buyer. As you can see, he had damaged the item. This is pulled back, so he obviously looked inside of these. So these are unsellable because obviously these are not blind boxes. So what I did, the only thing I could do is I could only deduct half of the total sale. So I refunded the buyer back $9.55, which is half of the sale price. The buyer opened a case and said he didn't receive the money. The buyer requested a return. All 3 items were identically sold as the same. You issued a refund. The items were damaged as indicated in the photos. These were blind boxes and I have no way of knowing what's inside. Based on the communication with the buyer, I put buyer, it's clear that the buyer damaged the items to see what was inside. I did include detailed photos of those when I sent the reason for only half of the refund. These items are no longer sellable. Then opened up a case. I did not receive a full refund and should have. The pictures the seller provided were how I received the item. As you can clearly see here, these are not damaged in any way. To where these are. This one's actually even tore in the corner. Then I get a response back from eBay saying that the case was resolved. You were not found at fault. We issued the buyer a refund for this case. You don't need to do anything else. This case won't be included when we evaluate the seller performance. No, it may take up to 24 hours for this information to be updated in your seller dashboard. So eBay went and refunded the buyer the difference for items they clearly damaged. So after I received those back, I happened to look on the back of these, and I didn't notice this when I listed these, but there is a lot number. Not sure if the camera's picking this up right down here. All of these have the same lot number. So, after getting those back, I went to go pull this item because these sold last night. I looked at the back of these ones. These have a different lot number. But all three of these have the same lot number. So my fear is that these might be the same item in all three. So I did reach out to the buyer, explain the situation, and wanting to know how he wants to handle it. So if the buyer reaches out and says that's okay, go ahead and send him to me. What I'm going to do for this buyer is I'll let him know I'm also going to include these three as well. So he'll get a total of 6. So let me know, how would you have handled this? I know as sellers, we've got to basically keep personal out of the business. But when things like this happen, where they purposely damage the item and then want a full refund, I was a little upset. Today is Monday, February 14th, and we have 6 eBay orders going out today. First thing we have going out happens to be this PS5 game, the, if I pronounce it correctly, Niho Collection. Picked this up at my local Walmart. I picked it up on clearance. I'm into it for $7. This sold for $26.84, and it is going free shipping. This next item going out happens to be an item I picked up at one of my local thrift stores. It's a pair of these Levi 517 jeans. I'm into this for just $1. Most jeans at my local thrift store are usually $1. Sometimes on the Carhartt, things like that, I pay up $3 for those. But cost of goods is this is $1. This sold for $24.32. And the buyer is paying $8.22 in shipping. This next item, another RA. It happens to be these Crazy Art super washable markers. Picked these up on Walmart clearance. I picked up quite a few of them. I'm into these for 5 cents each. So total, this cost of goods of 20 cents. This sold for $11.72, and it is going free shipping. Now with this, it'll go over £1, so this will probably go in a flat rate envelope. This next item going out happens to be an item from my thrift store. It's a set of the Stetson melamine, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, small little dessert bowls. I picked up a lot of these. There was actually 12 total bowls, 2 big plates, and some cups. I got the bowls listed. I haven't listed the cups or the larger plates yet. So that whole lot I actually paid $4 for. Just these 8 little bowls sold for $18.44, and the buyer did pay $9.45 in shipping. The last 2 items going out happen to be thrift store items as well. Happens to be this vintage Marvel shirt. Now when I do t-shirts, normally on the first photo, I actually take a picture of the main graphic, and that becomes my main photo. And then I take one of the front, one of the back, and then obviously one of the tag. This happens to be a size 2XL. I'm into this for $3. This sold for $20.96, and the buyer is paying $6 in shipping. Now, as resellers, you always hear us talking about long tail items. Well, this next item happens to be a long tail item. I picked it up at my local thrift store for $1.75. It's this vintage porcelain bedpan. When I picked this up, I figured this would be a long tail item, but I thought it was neat, so I went and picked it up. It does have some condition issues. It's got this right back here, and I did disclose that on detailed photos. As you can see right here, it's real important when you're listing an item, especially a vintage item, is letting the buyer know any condition issues with the item, because you don't want a buyer to get surprised and then have to do a return because the item is not described. This sold for $24.07 and the buyer is paying $11.19 in shipping. So before we close out this video, I did get a package in the mail from Kevin, Commonwealth Picker. Pretty sure I know what this is, but let's go and open it and see what's in it. Okay, as always, Kevin includes a couple stickers. Commonwealth flipper. I got the new Inaman. We get things moving. We've got him. Kevin was nice enough to go ahead and sign it on the back for me. And I went and got one of the Commonwealth Picker hats. Also, too, Kevin was nice enough to go ahead and sign it right there. This I will probably keep for myself and use it probably when I go out garage sailing or thrift stores, things like that. So those are the items we have going out today to go ahead and close out the weekend sales. I hope you found some benefit out of this video. So while you're out there sourcing for items, you can see items that are currently selling on eBay right now. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, helps the channel. Also too, if you're not currently subscribed, consider subscribing down below and hitting the bell notification. You'll be notified the next time I do a video. Until next time, keep picking. Pick this up at my local, and the buyer is paying $9. Today is, it is from the, so cost of goods into this is just a little over, and I had paid only $2 for that. So cost of goods into this is, buyer back $900. This sold for $24.34. This sold for $24.32. Just these four